fans here. A lot of them are female, and they want to know if you could date anyone in the world. Who would you date?
Any response to recent comments about your girlish figure?
Are you serious?
Removing your body hair gives you an edge in the pool. How about your love life?
How has your weight gain affected your mobility?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you heard the controversy over your helmet hair?
Get ready to see some great biceps, tiny tanks, and more.
I wonder if his dad said to him when he was younger, listen, you're never going to be a Looker, you're never going to be a Beckham, so you have to compensate for that.
He really does have the kind of body international judges love.
Could you give us a twirl and tell us about your outfit?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
Can you give us a twirl and tell us about your outfit?
A twirl, like...
A twirl, a pirouette. Here we go.
Embedded in our culture today is the habitual belief that regardless of talent, a female athlete remains below a male athlete in the hierarchy of sport. Insufficient media coverage and the depiction of women athletes through a sexualized manner have taken precedent over their athletic ability. Despite decades of social reform and significant strides women have made in achieving parity, this age-old challenge of equality continues to remain an issue in present times. Women may have attained equal rights in 1920 through the ratification of the 19th Amendment, but the invisible lines drawn to construct gender disparity remain observable 96 years later.
Let's take a look at a few of these examples. If I asked you to take a guess on the percentage of coverage that is devoted to female athletes, what would you say?
In a longitudinal study conducted over the past 25 years on ESPN's popular segment SportsCenter, arguably the most notable sports broadcast, a 24/7 coverage of highlights, features, and analysis of every sport.
The answer is 2%. Only 2% of coverage is devoted to female athletes.
Let's take a look at this first example. In 2014, of the total 405 SportsCenter segments, 376 covered men's sports, 16 were gender neutral, and only 13 featured women's sports. In a whole year, 13 segments. Not only are women underrepresented on air, but also, when they are portrayed in print media, they are often pictured off the court, out of uniform, or positioned in extremely feminized roles. For women, front page headlines focus on the objectification of their body. Rather than raising the coverage on her athletic dominance, the concern is placed on her sex appeal. For instance, the following article on professional tennis player Anna Kournikova says, "She is living proof that even in this age of supposed enlightenment, a hot body can count as much as a good backhand." But why is the concern on her body, and not on the fact that at the time, she was the 8th-ranked tennis player in the entire world? We see how women are featured off the court, while their male counterpart is featured in action on it. For some reason, there is still a pressure to confine females to fit the glass slipper, to shape them into a hyper-feminized role. In a similar case, former FIFA senior administrator Sepp Blatter said in an interview, "Let the women play in more feminine clothes. They could, for example, have tighter shorts. Female players are pretty, if you excuse me for saying, and they already have some different rules than men." Blatter, the president of the International Federation of Association Football, clearly suggested that by wearing skimpier clothing, it would increase the popularity of the game. Now, as we've entered into the 21st century, social media has become a phenomenon within communication. But this powerful tool has not been shy to remind us of the patriarchal philosophy that is still present. United States Olympic medalist Corey Cogdell-Unrein took home a bronze medal for women's trap shooting at the Olympics this past summer. Yet, the headline reads, "Wife of a Bears lineman wins a bronze medal." The focus is on her husband. But how about reporting on the fact that she just competed on the biggest athletic stage in the world? And she won a medal. How does the article fail to mention her name, her event, or even the fact that it was her third Olympic Games she was competing in? But it should be noted that she's married to a lineman in the National Football League, because that's newsworthy, right? It has become standard to view female athletes predominantly for their sexual attributes, rather than their athletic endeavors. But what if we wanted to alter this conversation? Why are athletes being covered by their gender first and their athleticism second? Why is a female athlete competing in the same sport presented in a different light than a male athlete is?
In a spin on the famous ESPN segment, Outside the Lines, I ventured inside them to talk with our athletes. Regardless of their gender, how would a male athlete react to questions that were often asked to females? And in return, how did females react to the same inquiry?
Can you now tell me what your diet consists of?
My diet. Okay. I don't know. I feel like no one's really ever asked me this before, but I mean, do a lot of salad, a lot of chicken.
My diet. Let's see. I eat a lot of chicken and rice, I guess.
I try my best to eat healthy, so like chicken, rice, those kinds of things.
It's kind of hard keeping this consistent diet. I eat a lot of chicken.
Well, it's funny.
I'm not eating Taco Bell every night, but I'm also not trying to eat tofu every day. I would say it's pretty balanced.
My food diet. God, what else? Just anything pasta. Basically anything. It was anything and everything. I tried to keep it healthy, but I mean, there's times where you just are like, all right, screw it. I gotta go to McDonald's.
I don't really have a specific thing that I have a diet for.
Just really anything I want. I don't really have a specific diet.
Potato chips and cookies.
What my diet consists of? My honest opinion?
Do you ever lift weights?
Well, yeah. I mean, I played football.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like you have to play a sport.
Yeah, well, when I was in the volleyball program, we lifted a lot in spring season, and it was kind of like a culture shock for me because in high school I never really lifted anything, so coming here, I literally think I could bench the bar like my freshman year, which was pathetic, but over time I really learned to lift a lot of weights.
In the spring season, we lift every day, so we're always active.
I do, so during preseason and postseason is definitely when we lift the most.
Coach makes us, we go to it, go to the lifting room and stuff. If I had to choose, probably wouldn't lift. I have this stigma behind me that that's the reason I have the biggest legs in America, but I mean, it's fine. But
Yeah, I lift weights. It's honestly it's become like a hobby, almost like a lifestyle, but I lift weights 3 to 4 times a week.
Would you say? Can you tell me about the outfit you are wearing today?
My outfit I'm wearing right now? Well,
A baseball shirt.
I try to do a little black on gray coordination here with gray shoes, so pretty comfy. About to head to dinner.
I'm wearing sweats, a hoodie, some running shoes.
Uniform that I'm wearing today, as right now. Big outfit. Literally woke up and said, "Today's gonna be a great day." Put on an outfit.
Ooh, my outfit I'm wearing is my post-workout gear and some nice Nike Roche 2s that I got for Christmas. But that's pretty much my ensemble. It's disgusting and sweaty, so.
this is a black shirt. That was my brother's. I like wearing all black because, they say, if I'm being honest, If I'm being honest, I'm wearing all black because they say all black makes you look skinnier. But, which I don't know why that matters when I'm out there on the court, but I guess it does.
During practices, would you say that your coach ever yells at you?
Yells at me?
No.
Nah, I don't. Okay, this is a hard question, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Of course she does.
No, my coach loves me. Probably the favorite person on the team.
During practice, I get yelled at, like, be stronger down there, like, move your feet more, which kind of just correlates, and I'm just not strong enough, so I can't really guard them. So maybe, like, a couple times during practice. During games, she's usually pretty even keel.
Sometimes, but I feel like that's something you should just deal with if you play a sport.
So you're telling me that he's yelled at you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you do something stupid, he's gonna freak out on you. Not paying attention or something, cheer your ass out.
So in those conversations, would you say your coach has ever hurt your feelings?
No.
That's tough. No, he's never yelled at me and like hurt my feelings like that. No.
I'm not soft.
I mean, yeah, someone can tell you something that's you're not agreeing with, or you don't see the same way. Not everyone sees eye to eye.
During practice, I try my best to not let it affect my mood or my emotions.
Never took it personally, on the field it's something else, but off the field, it just comes with the environment, so never been too emotional about anything.
No, not that soft.
No, I don't think so. And even if she did yell at me, I feel like I wouldn't really take it personally.
Hurt my feelings? No. I think that is one of the softest things that we're getting at nowadays, is how soft everyone is. And like, if you yell at you, everyone takes it really personal. Where if they yell at you, they see that you can be a good player and they want you to do it right. So I don't understand why people get like, they take it so personal and get actually like mad for someone yelling at you.
Would you say that the game of volleyball ever becomes too physical for you?
No, not really.
Would you ever say that the game of baseball becomes too physical for you?
Not at all.
I can't say that it does.
No, never.
Size was never an obstacle for you then?
No, not at all.
Physicality plays a role here and there, but I don't think it ever determines a game or is that significant in women's basketball.
No, I'm a pitcher, and I sit on the bench until I pitch for 3 innings, and then I come out and sit on the bench some more.
Definitely think it requires a lot of endurance and a lot of stamina for sure, and a lot of explosiveness. So, I mean, in that type of sense, yes, it is physical activity, obviously. So, but I don't ever think it really gets too much for us to handle.
Do you think that the men's baseball team practices for as many hours as the women's softball team?
Probably practice more.
Definitely more.
More. For sure.
Does your team practice for as many hours as the men's?
I'd say we practice more, a lot more.
We definitely practice more than the men's team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to be a part of the team, then you have to put in your equal amount of work. If I want to be good at the thing that I'm doing, then I'm going to put in just as much work, if not more, than the person next to me because I want to be the best.
What do you think is the ideal body type for an athlete playing your sport?
I think the ideal body type is whatever that person feels that they're strongest at. So I don't really think there's an ideal body type, but as long as you feel good about yourself and your body's letting you perform to your highest capacity, your best play, I think that's the body type you should go for. People can always say you need to be like muscular, you need to be tall, you need to be short. Like there's so many different positions and players and that type of thing that goes in. Like we're all so different, but your body, whatever helps you perform best, that's what your body should be, I think.
I mean, there's not an ideal body type. There's there's bigger girls, there's little girls, and then there's like moderate girls.
Running and being in shape isn't necessary for baseball. We talked about athletes. We talked about like the athleticism of a track runner versus a baseball player or a football player or lacrosse, and they all vary. I mean, we're all considered athletes in a way, but the conditioning and body types are all different.
To be quite honest, I think similar to what I have, just tall, athletic.
You hear a women's shot put thrower and you probably think like some big girl walking in, and then sometimes people see me and expect me not to be as great just because I'm not like, I don't know, big or something. But I mean, I don't really think there's an ideal body. I think there's an ideal mindset when it comes to that.
Do you believe that there is a gender bias in broadcast coverage of sports?
Absolutely. I think it's ridiculous half the time when there's clearly more than just men's sports in the world. And women have worked their asses off to get to the point where they are now and deserve recognition. I don't feel like they ever really get that.
That's a good question.
Gender bias in broadcast coverage of sports?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
The boys team would always have these news crews come over and like watch them on Friday nights, and it'd be this big thing. And girls would just play on like Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Saturdays in the afternoon, and nobody really noticed. And I remember getting so angry, and I remember even talking to my coach about it, being like, "Why can't we play Friday nights? Like, why don't we have people come over?" And she's like, "I don't know. Like, I think they just try to be nice to me, but honestly, I think it's because people just don't want to watch the girls' sports."
It definitely is like a gender bias. Like if you turn on ESPN, it's usually men's college basketball or like men's football. You never really see like volleyball getting a lot of coverage until like the national championships and like that. So it definitely is bias, but I think the growth for women's sports is definitely up and coming.
The swimsuit they wear, it's so skimpy, so that's everyone watches it. All the guys watch it. The girls watch it because we love the sport. Guys watch it because they're literally in nothing.
But I would definitely say there is a bias at times that I've noticed. I mean, it's not fair to them. I mean, the girls, I mean, they work just as hard as we do, and I feel like they deserve the coverage as well. But yes, there is definitely a bias.
I think with professional teams, there aren't as many opportunities for women to go professional. And if there are, there's not as many teams or spots available. So coverage is obviously geared towards men because they have more choices. Like you have the NFL, the MLB, the NBA, all those are male leagues, and really the only female league is the WNBA and some football teams, but you don't ever hear about those.
No, there's a gender bias, but I mean within reason. I mean nobody really wants to watch girls basketball like the NBA where you're only scoring like 50 points and can't even dunk the ball. I mean that's what everybody wants to see is the big dunks, the big plays. You know, when somebody does a 360 layup, and that's the biggest thing in women's basketball since sliced bread. I mean nobody really wants to watch that.
And not even just watching it on TV, but also flipping through like social media, like on Instagram. I follow like Sports Center, and usually whenever they have a post up or anything, it's always about like male athletes, male sports. I think it's just kind of tough because football is such a popular sport, and then basketball is such a popular sport, and they're kind of all year round, and those are more focused on like male athletes. So I think it's kind of tough. I think you definitely see the divide when it comes to that.
Well, I can definitely say on the softball, baseball aspect of it, that there definitely is not coverage for women's national fast pitch.
You could say that with any sport. If you look at the ratings in our country, men dominate.
Men are covered more. Female-wise, if you're having an amazing season and something spectacular happens, then there might be a little coverage here and there.
I would say it's pretty equal. I think maybe like reporting in the field, I've noticed maybe more women, and then anchoring, you notice more men. But I wouldn't say that there's like a landslide.
You do go on Sports Center, they are covering more male sports than they are female sports. I think that is changing though. As far as it goes with even sportscasters, you're seeing more and more women doing coverages, so that might have a big impact on what they cover. But if you're talking in general as of right now, I would say probably more male sports are covered.
But I was just flipping it through today. I'm like, it's all guys. It's all talking about like the trade for like the NBA right now. Like
even like when that whole like U.S. women's thing came out, where they don't get paid as much and this and that, they were trying to like argue their way and get paid more. They don't even get paid as much when they win a game as men do losing games. So that's what like we were talking about in my one class. Like it like really like irked me that like that even happens.
And I think if they're trying to change that, but at the end of the day, everybody has these stereotypes that girls' sports shouldn't be priority, and I think that they should, or at least be up there at the same level as the guys' sports.
So what is the message that I'm trying to get across? Let's alter the print, the televised, and the all-around exposure to cover these athletes equally. Don't just cover the male, and don't just cover the female. Because genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
And if you're wondering what you're going to find, a determined, a committed, a talented, a strong, an athlete.